Hello guys, welcome again to our new section. In this section we'll be doing some really interesting things. So this section is gaining access. So in this section we are going to gain access over a Wi-Fi network. Okay, we're going to gain access over a Wi-Fi network. So first of all, let's understand how Wi-Fi networks work and what are the security protocols that are used in the Wi-Fi network. So basically there are three. First one is WEP, second one is WPA slash WPA 2 PSK, and the third one is WPA 3. Okay, let's dig deeper about these three. So before starting the methodology, we have to know what is the difference between these three. So first of all, let's uh, let's look after this one. This is wired equivalent privacy. Okay, this is WEP. So what it does is it uses RC4 encryption, uh, and this is the least secure of the protocol. That's why we don't use WEP anymore. Okay, this is obsolete in 2023 and you won't see any router using WEP. And if you find a WPE router, we are going to look after it later at the end how you're going to hack it, because it's a process of literally 2 minutes and it will take us 2 minutes to crack a WP password. So the real deal here is about WPA. Okay, WPA and WAP2. Okay, so what does that mean is it means it's not WP, it's just WPA. It means wireless protected access. Okay, and let's get it correct. It's WPA 2. It's WPA here. Okay, just ignore the mistakes. And this is WPA. WPA stands for wireless protected access, and this is the most secure of three, and this is the widely used one. Okay, the phone you are using has a hotspot off and it creates a WPA network. Okay, uses WPA, and the authentication is procedure is similar to in WPA and WPA2, so we keep them together. And what they use is something that's called as PS. It is known as something like PSK. What that is? It uses PSK. It is known as pre-shared key. Okay, pre-shared secret key. Okay, we can say it like that. Okay, so this is a key that is used to uh, you know verify which user is legit. Okay, if you have the key you can just log into the Wi-Fi network, and its setup is really easy. And uh, when you connect once, the PSK remains stored in your device and you don't have to uh, reconnect every time you get into the connection of the Wi-Fi router. Okay, so let's now go to the phases of the Wi-Fi hacking techniques. Okay, phases of network Wi-Fi hacking. Okay, so first of all, what we do is we configure our we configure our we configure our network interface card. Okay, what does that mean? So first of all, we have learned to to just so we have learned about how can change the mode from manage to monitor mode, uh, which is your Wi-Fi card, and it either works in managed mode or either it works in the monitor mode. So what we are interested here is using the monitor mode, because we have to gather the information of the remote Wi-Fi, that will be MAC address and SSID and other things, the channel number. So we are going to use this only when we can monitor the connection. Okay, so after configuring, we just gather information about the Wi-Fi device. Okay, we gather information about the Wi-Fi device. We get its MAC address and the users connected to it. We get the stations. Okay, so these are the devices that are connected to a specific router, and it can be many device can be connected to a router, so you can see those connections. And then what you have to do is you have to use deauthentication attacks. Okay, when you use a deauth attack, we have already learned what is that and how we do it. So deauth attack will just uh, knock off a user from the connected uh, network connection, and it will do is the knocked off user will try to reconnect, right? Because like if you go outside your home, you go to shopping center, and you are uh, out of your Wi-Fi range, right? And when you come back, it gets automatically connected, right? That's exactly what the behavior will be done here by the knocked off user. Okay, he will try to reconnect with the PSK he has already sent. Okay, now when it's doing it, we are going to use we are going to capture its handshake. Okay, this is the fourth stage. We are going to capture the handshake, and when it will connect, we'll get a capture we'll capture its handshake and use it and save it as a file. Okay, we'll save it as a file. Then we'll use brute forcing technique to get to the password finally, and we are into the system. So this is the basic what we can say theory behind how Wi-Fi attacks work. Okay, so this is the basics, and now let's understand further. So for example, for example, you are a hacker. Okay, what you have to do, the first step is you have to configure your network infrastructure card, and you have to firstly gather information. Okay, here we gather information, then we do a deauthentication attack on the router. Okay, and randomly knock off a user from it. Okay, after that, either we can use targeted attack, or we can just randomly choose a one and use the deauth. Okay, then the users that are connected, okay, they will provide us the handshake. Okay, they will provide us handshake because they are connecting again. They will reconnect, they will try to reconnect, and we will gain a handshake file. Handshake file will have a password. So this is the basic overview of network hacking. So what are the tools used in it? Okay, there are specific tools that we have to use. The first one and the best one we will use is aircrack. Okay, when we are talking about brute forcing, aircrack is the go-to program. Okay, aircrack. So what is aircrack? Okay, here we are in the aircrack ng section. Okay, so this is the tool we are going to use while hacking. Okay, here it is a tool, it's actually a pack. Okay, it contains a lot of tools that we are going to use. So aircrack is a collection of tools. Okay, so it has airborne, it has aero dump, it has air replay, and aircrack. It has furthermore tools in it, but the majority we will use are these four. Okay, so why we use this? Okay, we use this for firstly to monitor a network. Okay, we packet capture and data export to text files. Okay, we monitor because this is our first stage. Here you can see first we have to monitor, right? We have to monitor and get the details of the remote Wi-Fi info. So that's why we use monitoring, and that could be done with the aircrack suite. Okay, now after that we have to attack. So we have to attack, we will be injecting packets and replay attacks, everything will be done. And after that we have to testing the capabilities of the card, and at last we will crack the password. So these are the four sub programs that we'll use. So why we will use airmon? Okay, what is the use case of, let me just make it bigger. Okay, so why, okay, first of all let's talk about what does airmon ng do. Okay, first of all, with the help of airmon ng we are going to uh, uh, make the transition from the Wi-Fi card managed to monitor mode. Okay, this is the tool that we use while changing the state from managed to monitor mode, which is the main and the basic step and the starting point of attack. Okay, after this what we are going to do is we have to get information. Okay, and what will help in that, we will be using arrow dump ng. Okay, arrow dump ng. So this will be used to firstly get information about the router. Okay, about the router plus clients and the we can say connections they are making. Okay, and the frames, everything will be here. So this is just a dashboard of sniffing. We do what we do here, we do sniffing. This process is known as sniffing. We do network sniffing with arrow dump ng. After sniffing, when we get the desired MAC address that we have to attack, then after that we will use the third program, which is air replay. Okay, so what it does is it will do a replay attack. Okay, what does a replay attack mean? So something that will continue to happen until it will either break something or will make it unusable. Okay, so what does uh, uh, airplay do? What does airplay ng do? It will de-authenticate or make the client unusable. Okay, if you continuously send airplay requests, the client will never be able to connect, so if you just send let's say 10 requests, the client will disconnect. Okay, the client will disconnect, and after some time it will connect on its own. Okay, with the key, with the shared key. Okay, this is the main thing, with the shared key. Now what will happen is when we are uh, doing the deauth, the arrow dump ng will dump a .cap file which will have a handshake. Okay, this is customizable. We will know everything about this in the practical session, which is just a theory to understand what will happen. Okay, so we get a cap file and which has a handshake. Okay, after that what we have to do is we just de-authenticated, we have the hash, we just found the handshake. Now at last what we have to do is we have to use the main tool. Okay, it's known as aircrack ng. It's the name of the tool and it's the tool itself, okay, in the suite. So what it does is it will help us crack the file, okay, crack the handshake file and give us the plain text, okay, plain text. And now how it will do it? So it will use brute force technique. Okay, what is brute force technique? It will use brute force technique. Brute force is something when we will guess the password. Okay, this is when we guess the password. For example, now how can we guess a password? Okay, first of all, if we have something like we have to enter password somewhere. Okay, we have to enter password somewhere, so we can make a word file which will have, for example, one character a, then it will have aa, and we will have aaa, then after that we will have aab. Okay, this is how we create a word list. Okay, this is just words that are being generated. Okay, then it will be aabb, abb, and after it, when we'll have a huge text file, okay, we'll have a huge, maybe it will be of 1 GB or 2 GB size. It will eventually make sense. Okay, the words will make sense. For example, the words will become uh, hello. Okay, someone has if someone will use the password hello, so that will be in our list. And when we'll be using brute force attack, when we get to this key, it will get executed. Okay, for example, there's a list of commonly used passwords on the internet. It's known as rocku.txt. So it's a huge file that consists of passwords that are used by the people all over the globe. So so it may include 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 password. Someone uses the password name Iron Man, Superman, Batman, and the what the typical user keeps password. It's in the rocku.txt. So it has it will take time when we traverse through it. So traversing will take time, but eventually has a higher chance that the word is already in the list. Okay, so this is the complete basics of the complete theory of the how Wi-Fi attacks work. So we'll start the practical session of this shortly. Okay, after this video we are going to uh, know about the WPA cracking, WPA and WPA2 cracking. Okay, we'll be mainly focusing on this because WEP is not used nowadays, but I will still provide you how to crack this in case you will find somewhere the WEP protocol too, because this is very hard to find. You will see as WPA2. So let me see you in the practical demonstration. Okay, bye bye.